everyone, welcome to the Career Cruise podcast. For those who do not know, the Career Cruise podcast is a baby of Networking in Heels, which is an empowerment forum for women to get together and be mentored and literally just unlock their best lives through the power of networking. At Career Cruise, we discuss the ups and downs of various career journeys. We know that you could be working in a professional job, or you're a student, or you're self-employed, or you're an entrepreneur. Everyone is doing something to put bread and maybe bacon on their table and good butter on the side. This is where we discuss how you can go through that in a way that makes you happy, in a way that gives you the legacy that you desire, and also that you're impactful in your community, in your society. My name is Violette Wambua. I'm your host. Sit back and enjoy. Remember to like, to subscribe, and to share with others. Let's grow together as a career cruisers. And let's share with one another what we're doing. Remember to write in. I'm open for your comments, your thoughts, your opinions. Even give comments on the episode comment section as well. My email is careercruisepodcast@gmail.com. I'm looking forward to reading from you. I enjoy your comments as well, so please continue writing in and let's all grow together. Welcome to today's episode. This is a continuation of the discussion we had last time about how to level up in your career, in your business. Basically, just how to level up. We shared a few points, so I'll share more with you as well. I've been ready since the last time. We talked about, finding a villain, volunteering, just stepping up to fill those gaps. Today I'll start with a point of vision. Okay. You have to build whatever it is you're building, whether you're building your career path or building your business path. You have to build with an audience in mind. Sometimes we make things that make us happy, and it's okay. I think that should be your hobby, just to do things that make you happy. If you like to do road trips, if it makes you happy, go and do that, But if you're trying to build for sustainability, you're trying to build for profit, trying to build for money making, you have to build for an audience. Your audience are the ones who tell you where you really should be. So if maybe I like making cups and my audience likes plates, if I'm trying to make money, if I'm trying to grow financially, if I'm trying to make a name for myself in the market, shouldn't I just make plates, Maybe I'll still make the cups for those who would like the cups, but the focus should be on the plates. So then I'm not trying to say, oh, I'm doing this and nobody seems to like it. No. Can you do what people actually are paying for? Whatever your audience is finding value in, produce more of that. Instead of things, they're just for your own satisfaction, and it's okay if you make them, but focus on what gives value to your audiences and what they're willing to pay for. Okay. So you have to resist the urge to turn your personality into your business. You don't have to be, how to put it, like one of the things I desire for myself is to be like Coca-Cola. Like Coca-Cola have a huge business that has been spanning over a century, if I'm not wrong. And we hardly know who the shareholders are. We hardly know who the founders are. We don't even know who the person who produced the first bottle of Coke really is. They just built a name, and that's the name we know up to now. And we know the name so much so that if you drop a bottle of Coke in the desert and someone comes along and they're hiking, they'll just know, oh, Coke, it's recognizable. That's what I desire for myself, to do something that is recognizable, and people don't have to even know that I'm the one behind it, or that my other partners are behind it. Just do businesses where there's a ghost behind it, but the business name is growing, and the legacy is furthering and furthering, and of course it's prospering, in all ways possible. So have a vision, and with that vision, resist the urge to put your personality in there. And people just like to say, oh, people must know me, etc. I don't know, I just feel like there's a place for that, but generally I don't even know the person who made this furniture that I'm sitting on, and yet I put money into their pockets to sit on it. So I think there's value in that as well. So there's that. And of course, I'll say be a person of valor, have courage, I'll say that a lot of times, and especially in the world we live in right now, we're so scared to be embarrassed. Hey. Like, shame is such a ticket, it's such a thing. But as Career Cruise podcast host, I'd like to tell you that embarrassment is just a small price to pay to enter into the arena of greatness. Like, be willing to suffer a bit of shame, a bit of embarrassment, a bit of ridicule. You're a beginner. So, don't be so hard on yourself. Don't expect yourself to know everything. So, yeah, get in there, do what you need to do. Feel a bit of shame because you're fumbling, a little here and there, but it's okay. Then you'll be a graceful master. So go for it. Imagine. Don't be ashamed. Don't let fear and ridicule put you out, of the game. Get in there, and take your risks. Of course, you have a vision, okay? So take your risks, and it's okay, and have a bit of courage. Go for it, The other thing I'd say is, as you're going forth, be able to venture. Like, so you've come into the arena of whatever career path you decide to venture into, whatever business that you venture into. See what is more out there. Don't just focus on the step you're at right now. See what else is out there. So you perfect this step, but then what else is out there? Maybe this is working and that's amazing. We say don't break down things which are working, but let's find out how can it be better. So then, yes, you're a master at level 10, but you realize it could actually be level 35 and just didn't know. So find out if it's possible. Go for it. Take those risks. So it's like what I'd say. You can write a book, and it's an amazing thing to write a book. I desire to write a book also, or 4 or 5 even. But the idea is to actually sell the book. Okay, so don't give your things for free. Write your book, sell your book. So be in the zone of always buying and selling. If you're a working professional, remember you're selling your time. If you're in business, remember you're selling your goods and services. So venture out there and do more than what you know to do. Keep acquiring skills. Push yourself. Put yourself out there and say, hey, sometimes you don't even know what you're doing, but it's okay. Just go out there and put yourself out there. And I feel like as you begin to walk, the road will rise to meet you. But if you're not walking, then there's usually no path. You say, oh, there are no paths open, there are no doors open, there are no opportunities. But when you start to move, the opportunities will come. So with venturing comes opportunities. But so long as you're staying in a safe zone, there's not much that you can do in a safe zone. And there's nothing wrong with safe zones, but if you want to grow, then you have to push yourself out of those safe zones. The other thing also that's important that I hadn't talked about is about location, or rather positioning, or what you'd say a venue. Where are you? Sometimes you could be talented, but you're not in a place where people could actually see your talent. You're talented in whatever it is, because there's so many talents now. But where you're positioned, or where you are, your current venue is not putting you in a place where people will see your value and buy your value and, to make you prosper. So yeah, consider positioning yourself strategically, position yourself in places where you'll be seen. I remember I was listening to a podcast, and the person being interviewed said how she was good, she's good in a certain skill, but because of the town where she was in, there was not much exposure for her there. There was not too many opportunities. In fact, there was none at all. And so she decided to take up small jobs and save that money. And she saved. It sounds like a movie, really, when you think about it. And she saved, and then moved to the big city, here in Nairobi. And when she came to a big city, now the work of finding the places where she could be seen, because she's in the arts and she's in the performing arts and theatre. And so now she started going to places where the creatives are hanging out and just trying to make inroads and introducing herself, literally networking. And then one time she met this person, and this person led to the next person, the next person, and Next thing, she's on a big news show and she's being interviewed on national TV, and her skills are coming out to shine. And, as we speak, she's actually a nominated senator. So I think that's a big thing. So positioning really matters, So don't worry about where you are right now. Just think how you can get to where you want to be and work towards that. Working towards that might not be glamorous, because it might not even be working on things that use your talents. But remember that whatever you're doing, the job you're doing right now is it's a vehicle to where you actually want to be. So just like her, you might decide, fine, I have a talent in singing, but where I'm at, no one's gonna hear my music or buy my music. But I do want to go where that is happening, where I could shine more, where the lights are on. That's okay. So you could take up a job here that does not look like singing, but you're saving that money, and so then you can go to where the correct venue, the correct position for yourself or your talent is. So the other thing that I learned is about, and I'd like to share, and this is important, is about a vehicle. So when you think about a car or a vehicle, it has all this structure. There's the not so cute parts of the structure, but they are very important. And then the cute parts that makes it, oh wow, it's a wonderful vehicle. But so we all need a vehicle, okay, to get where we are going. A good structure. So if you're taking up a job, what do the contracts look like? That structure. When you get that money, where is your money being placed? Is it coming in and you can have a plan for it? The plan is part of the structure. So how you apportion the money that you earn. This goes into this goes into this. All that structure is very important. Whether you're working, whether you have a business, whether you're a student, the money that comes in, whether you're a freelancer, when the money that comes in, what is plan and structure for your life? Structure in terms of your routines. When you wake up in the morning, what do you do? What does your day look like? Having a plan for even the time that you have, because that's a resource, money is a resource, time is a resource, your energy is a resource. So do you have a structure and a plan? Today, this is what I'm going to do. Tap, 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 tap. Set up a structure for yourself. If you're a business person, please don't set up as a solo trader. And those are some of the things that we need to move away from. So say if you're a solo, if you're a business person, find it in yourself to actually think away from doing things solo. I know being solo is such a feather in your cap, and people try to glorify that, but it's not sustainable. Find a way to partner up with others. Find a way to work with others to set up your vehicle in a way that is strong, in a way that is formidable, that when the winds of change come, you're not being swept away, but you're actually being the winds of change actually carrying you towards higher heights. Because many times you're working alone, it's easy to be swept away, because then you really don't have anyone to rely on or a structure that is carrying you to a good end. It also helps you to avoid liabilities, avoid problems, avoid just being carried away by problems that happen. One thing that I also want to say is that you should have volume, like literally upscale, like to, for more audiences. So like this podcast, when you share it, it will go all the way to Japan. And that way we'll have increased the volume of the Career Cruise podcast. So whatever it is you're doing, find a way to make sure that you're producing a lot and you're able to go further and further. Whether it's digitally, whether it's physically, just push yourself as far as you can and grow, so that then you're not just talking to one type of people, but your customers are as far and wide and, as worldwide and as spread out geographically as possible. And, this will basically make you multiply, and I know we're told in the Bible that to multiply and be fruitful. So multiply. So if you're producing a song, make sure that song goes far and wide as much as possible. If you're working in your career and you're employed, make sure that as many people as possible know what you're good at. They may not hire you now, but it is good for people to know, because when opportunities come, then there's more people calling you for opportunities, or rather there's more people headhunting you than you even thought was possible. So always make sure that people know what you're doing. It's okay to brag a little bit, talk about your achievements a little bit in your career, as a business person. That's all people know you for, and you make sure as many people as possible know you, know what you're doing, and have even expose your successes to them, and in a way that makes them feel like, yes, this is someone that we want to work with. So at any time anybody thinks, oh, you're the first person on their minds, so that means you're increasing the volume. How in the Bible it says you could put on a light and it's fantastic, but then you cover it with a bowl. So the light now is not helping anyone, so let it be known by as many people as possible what it is you're up to, and what it is that you can do, what it is that you've done in the past, what it is that you're able to do, and if you make any achievement. I like how when I go on LinkedIn nowadays, LinkedIn is a place where everybody is shining their lights. Nobody is being left behind. So everybody's just shining a torch on the achievement. I met the president, you must know. I met you must know. So so take advantage of those opportunities and all those places to shine your light, and to as many people as possible. Let us know you exist. So then you won't complain that, oh, the world left me behind. No. We'll go with you where we are going because you let us know what it is you're doing. The other thing that's very important is to have a village. And I know people are saying, no, I want to keep to myself because then there's less drama that way. Yeah, it's true. But it's also good to have a village of like-minded people, so that you can. It's not good to do life alone. Don't do life alone. Don't do career alone. Don't do business alone. Don't just walk alone in this life. Find people who support what you're doing, people who can stand with you, people who can vouch for you, people who can, champion you and champion your causes, Even the people your customers can also be part of your village. If you're a business person, find customers who love your business. They'll be your brand advocates, brand ambassadors even, and they will always refer others to you. So you're not doing life alone, If you're a working professional, find a village of people who, are growing in the same direction you're growing. You may not be in the same professional line, but you're all growing. So you're able to support each other and champion each other and refer each other to opportunities, So if you're in business, your tribe is your mailing list. That mailing list has to keep growing, people who love you. If you're a consultant, it's your contacts, and you just have to keep on marching forth and growing your people who have a good word to put in for your services, or even your boss could be part of your village because they like what you're doing. So yes, let's do this, So yeah, I don't know if this is one last thing, but I don't want it to be one last thing. Make sure you're verified. I know everybody now is looking for a blue tick on their social pages. Be verified. And this is something that goes with what I said in the earlier episode about your name, your reputation. Your reputation is what verifies you. So make sure that your reputation has earned you the title of the best in your industry, of the best in everything that you touch, of the person who call Violette, she's gonna have it sorted out, so you are verified in that way. If there's something happening, call Violet, let her run with it. Best project manager, verified, that. Make sure you're verified, and everybody just knows that if they hear your name, good, this is the person you're calling. So make sure you're verified. Work very hard, build your name, and let it be that you're the best in everything that you're doing, or the best in whatever it is that people actually need done. So as a Christian, I'd say glorify God in everything that you do, whether it's your business, whether it's your professional job that you're working at, make sure that as you're winning, that you work very well, and your work very glorifies God, and that will, I think, bring more verification to you, so go out there and win relentlessly. Just keep winning, and make sure there's no point at which you're not winning. As far as it is within your power, please win, and this will definitely make you properly verified, in your industry. Is there anything I'd say? Yes, about having the villages, putting the right people around you, let them know that they're important to the victory. So then it's not me. It's also that because I want, because these people are around me, I'm making a good podcast because there's people around me to help me do that. And this victory that I have, this win, is not here because I'm not self-made. Remember, you're not self-made. Please, guys, no one is self-made. We really like to beat our chest and say, oh, I made it this far because, guys, there's people around you helping you do things. There's people who are making your lives easier in big and small ways. There's people who are doing their best in whatever careers they are doing to make your life easier, to make your wins easier, to make your strides bigger. So you really are not self-made. Always remember that there's always people around you to either make you go further or hold you back. So I pray that you will surround yourself with the right people who will believe in your cause, directly or indirectly, and that as they do their best, then their best now feeds into your best, and then you realize that you're making quantum leaps. And that's what we want for everybody here at Career Cruise. So then we can all achieve victory, and have dominance. I think that's the pinnacle, that's the pinnacle of it all, to just achieve dominance. Achieve dominance in your business, in the market. Achieve dominance in your professional career that you've chosen for yourself. Achieve dominance in your studies, because as you're studying, the people supporting you. You're not struggling to wonder, oh, what time will I cook? No, there's people doing that for you, so that you can focus on your studies and win. Achieve the biggest, the highest grades that you can. So we are rooting for you to have victory. We are rooting for Career Cruise Podcast to have victory in the marketplace. We're rooting for you to have victory in your work, in your business, in everything that you want to do, in your projects, everything that you're doing, that you will have dominance, and insist dominance that will make you the indomitable, the one that everybody goes to, that before they ever think of another option, you're the first person they're thinking about. I want to send parcels from point A to point B. Oh, let me call so and so. Let me call this company. Or remember, now we're not calling an individual. We're calling the company. We're calling the business name. Oh, I'm thinking of a speaker to come and shed more lights in this area. Let me call person so and so. Yes, you're working at an 8 to 5 job, but you become so good at what you do that you're being invited to speak to other people, to tell them how they can be better in whatever it is that they're doing. You are the person, because you've achieved victory and now you're a dominant player in the market. Thinking about Betty, the one I talked to you about in the other episode, the facilities manager. So she's going to be the person that others call. Let's hear from this person how to do to run facilities much better, etc. So whatever it is you're doing, you actually can achieve dominance. I remember, I read the Bible a lot. So I remember Daniel in the Bible. He was basically running Babylon. And he'd come in as a child of the slaves that had been carried away, the exiled slaves. So, and he was running Babylon. Joseph was running Egypt, literally, and it's just important to see how these people were in circumstances that were less than perfect, but they achieved dominance in those places where they ended up in, and they just went against all odds and did the most. And I think that's what you should all go for. So yes, our circumstances may not be exciting, the economy is not exciting, or our health is not even looking good, or the circumstances around us are not looking favorable, but regardless, in spite of it all, despite it all, there's victory to be achieved. So little by little, poco a poco, figure out your situation and keep going at it, little by little, and you'll achieve. Then you'll find yourself at the top of the mountain. One last thing I'd like to say. Gosh, I know I've said one last thing too many times. Forgive me, guys. One last thing I'd like to say is that you have to do constant reevaluation. This one I got from my director here, Isama. We have to do constant reevaluation of ourselves. So then we find ourselves every day we're stepping up and we're doing things better than we did them yesterday. So that's that. That's the end of it. The end of our episode today. About how we can level up, how we can step up. So like this episode, subscribe please if you haven't, and share with others so they can also step up in everything that they're doing. So I'll see you guys next time. Take care of yourselves and keep cruising.